Hi, in this video, we're going to learn about adding and subtracting rational expressions. I'd like you to remember what you know about rational numbers. When we add or subtract them, we need a common denominator, or an LCD. So if I had the fraction a over b, and I'm adding c over d, the lowest common denominator is bd. We work vertically and we rewrite what we have, and we multiply by the missing factor, numerator and denominator. The denominator b is missing a d factor, so I multiply by d over d. This rational is missing a b factor, so I multiply by b over b. The red fractions that I've added in here equal 1, something divided by itself. Multiplying by 1 doesn't change the value of the expression, so we're not going to get a different expression. We're just going to get a rewritten version of the expression. Now, when we work with rational expressions, there are 5 things we want to do. When we're adding or subtracting, step 1, factor everything. Step 2, divide out common factors that occur in each rational expression if that happens. So we want to simplify each rational expression first. Third, determine the LCD of the result. 4, multiply by those missing factors from the LCD, and then simplify that final result. We're going to work through 3 examples now. First case, I'll step through this one with you. We have 5x over 3x squared minus x, so we're going to write it vertically. We're going to factor out any factors that we can see. The denominator has a common x factor. And over here, I have a denominator with a common 2 factor. Okay, so I don't have any cancellations. Oh, actually, pardon me. Yes, I do. I have a common factor of x here. So I'm going to cancel that x out. So that was like my step 2, dividing out common factors from each rational expression. We definitely want to do that to make life as easy as possible. All right, my LCD, I need a 2, and I need 1 factor of 3x minus 1. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get a different color. I am going to apply the missing factor onto the first rational expression. It's missing a 2. And that's all that we're going to have to do. Now, notice that I have the common denominator now. So I'm just going to write it once, and I'm going to have one combined numerator. The numerator is 5 times 2, or 10, plus x. Now, the numerator can't be factored, so there's no other cancellation possible. We often do rewrite this with the variable written first and the constant second, but it doesn't matter. You can expand the denominator, but it doesn't matter. All right, here's one for you to try. I want you to follow the same process of 5 steps and pause the video, see how you do, and then rejoin and compare your work. All right, let's check and see how you did. I factored the denominator of the first rational expression, 2 binomials. Factored the denominator of the second rational expression, also 2 binomials, but this time there's a common factor, and I definitely want to recognize that and remove it. It makes my LCD smaller, and when your LCD is smaller, you have a lot less work. The LCD is the factor 2x plus 1 and the factor x plus 1. So the second rational expression needs to be multiplied by x plus 1. That produces my common denominator, so I'm now only going to write it once. Now check out the numerator. It's a bit tricky with the negative sign. I have the x minus 1, then I subtract x plus 1 times this. Now this was just the value 1, so I have an x plus 1 being subtracted. Careful with that negative sign and make sure you apply it into both of those terms. I have x minus x, so no x's. I have negative 1 minus 1, negative 2. You can expand the denominator or leave it like that. That's the second one done. All right, got one more to do. Same idea. Try this one out. Pause the video, rejoin when you've got it finished. All right, let's see how you've done. I factored the difference of squares, and I recognized a sign issue on this second denominator. So you'll notice I rewrote it as x minus 7 with a minus sign in front. That's going to be important. On the next step, if I'm adding an expression that has a negative value in front here like this, it's really a subtraction now. So that's where the minus goes. Notice that my LCD is x plus 7, x minus 7. Got that on the first rational expression, but not the second. So I'm going to multiply by this, which equals 1, producing this result. Now, sometimes students will do this. They will see these and say, oh, let's cancel that out. We can't do that. The reason we can't do that is that although this is a factor on the denominator, this binomial, it is not a common factor on the numerator. There's no x plus 7 over here. So we cannot do that. All right? So what we do is we expand the numerator. 3x minus 21, x plus 7, x minus 7. Again, you can expand it if you wish. Now, denominator, one more step here. 3x minus 3x, those cancel, leaving negative 21. And I'm going to expand this one just for variety. It's a difference of squares. That's it. Those are the basic ideas of adding and subtracting rational expressions. To be successful, you want to practice a lot of these problems just so it becomes quite automatic. Good luck.